Happy Sunday, y'all. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You hear some background noise. The sink is filling up with my soapy water. I got my coffee pot going. We're gonna make a cup of coffee and we're gonna sit down and get an update on Mr. Buddy. And then we're gonna make our first meal with Mr. Buddy being home. So moving forward, we will be cooking together, changing up some things. But when I tell you what was said to us, some of you may question that, and that's okay. What we're going to talk about is really not up for debate. We're just going to go with the advice of our physicians and see where this leads us. But the coffee is done. Let's go over to the table. Let's talk about how it came to be that Buddy left CCU to home. And he bypassed ICU, he bypassed step down, he bypassed the regular room, which is what they originally said. So let me get my cream in my coffee, turn the water off. Let's go to the table. Cornbread's already cooking, but that's not the main meal. Oh, it feels good to sit down. I got y'all up in the air. I don't want to move my tripod. But y'all, Grandpa's here, Mr. Craig's here, and I was able to get out in the garden yesterday evening with my son-in-law and my daughter, and we had Grandpa here watching Buddy. We've got the walkie-talkies charged, hooked up. So what we didn't finish last night, because basically I was just kind of looking at everything, it's a mess. This morning I went out there for about 2.5 hours, but not straight. I was in and out checking on Buddy, and like I said, we have the walkie-talkies. I did a whole lot of hair cutting, whole lot of stringing, tying. 2 weeks, especially this time of year, things can get out of hand, and the garden really got out of hand, but not a big deal. But day before yesterday, which was Friday, I did that video where we were looking forward to going to step down. Yesterday was Saturday, yes. And I got a text from Buddy about, 6:30. I was going out the door, and he said, "Good morning, love." I said, "Good morning. I'm headed your way." He said, "Can you get me a breakfast burrito?" I said, okay. And the reason why I said okay was because he had not eaten in 5 days. Yeah, 5 days. They would bring him food, but he wasn't eating it. So I ran through, got him a breakfast burrito, actually at Whataburger. That's what was there. And I came in and I saw a protein drink and his sweet nurse, and let me tell y'all what, they were all amazing, but there's always that one special one, and she was our special one. She was with him actually for 3 days straight. She actually went to the vending machine, and got this protein drink because he needed something. And I unwrapped it, and I put just a little bit of that, pecani sauce. Now, I don't eat those. And I thought, well, he'll eat 1 or 2 bites, fine. It's just what he wanted. And I bounced up in there, and he's sitting in that recliner chair on this waffle bed thing. His color looks really good. And he says, "Hey." No blue around the lips. I immediately looked at the monitor, and everything looked good. So I was opening that burrito, and I had it all fixed and set there. And before he could get his hands on it, one of the doctor groups came in with the nurse practitioner and said, "Good morning, Mr. Nash." But he says, "Good morning." He said, "I see you got you a breakfast." And I thought, oh, I'm in trouble. And I said, "Yes, sir, I apologize. It's all my fault." I didn't want to throw Buddy under the bus. He said, "No, Mr. Nash, I want you to eat that burrito." But he said, okay, which Buddy didn't touch it yet. So he listened to his chest. He went through something on this little iPad. He looked at the numbers, and he looked at Buddy, he says, we're going to get with the surgeon group, the ones that did the surgery, because this is the cardiology group. But they're all amongst, you know. He said, I think we're going to ship you home today. Buddy said, huh? He said, yep, I think we're shipping you home today. We'll get with the surgeons group. Well, the surgeons group ended up coming about an hour, hour and a half later. So, I don't know what I said, but I said something like, okay, I don't have any information. We were supposed to go to step down, and I'm supposed to meet with the dietitian and all of that. And in a stern voice, now he's a great doctor, but the group that Buddy uses, they don't sugarcoat anything. I guess that's the best way to say it. He said, let me tell you something. What you had, Mr. Nash, and he's talking to Buddy, and I'm right there. He said, what you had is major. He said, and whatever happened through the night, there is not anything that warrants to keep you. He said, and also, I understand that you want to meet with a dietitian. He said, you throw that to the trash. I said, well, they're talking about plant-based and fat-free. He said, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're going to stop right there. He said, Mr. Nash, you have a pissed-off heart. He said, and I think that's what contributed to the VTAC. Y'all know what I couldn't pronounce or remember on Friday. He said, because there's been no other episodes. But your heart is pissed off. But everything is working great. He said, but the one thing I need you to do, I need you to eat and continue the regular diet that you were on before all of this for 6 weeks. 6 complete weeks. Because what we don't want to do is throw your body in shock. I said, okay, then after 6 weeks, he said, well, you may agree, you may not agree with what I'm about to tell y'all. He said, the Heart Institute has yet to show science behind theories. Every time there's a theory and a test, there's no science to back it up. He said, what we have found in many, many years, that's their science to back this up, is once he recovers after the 6 weeks. Now, during the 6 weeks, he can cut back on the sodium, cut back on the carbs. He said, Mr. Nash, you need to try to live a very low carb to no carb diet. He said, because carbs have no properties to the human body. They have no benefits. It's as if you're filling up your car, you're going down the road, you run out of gas, you fill back up. That's what carbs do. They have 0 benefit. He said, but good fats is what you want. Your body's not going to reject if you have a little bad fat. He said, I want you to be on a low carb to no carb diet. If you're a high sodium intake, cut that down, please, which Buddy's not. So that's in our favor there. He said, pay attention to your trans fats and just processed foods. He said, that is it. He said, but this plant-based, this low-fat diet or no fat, he said, that's where you go wrong. And I said, okay. I said, well, we don't eat beef, which I don't. Buddy would love to, but he's very limited. He said, eat the beef, especially the first 6 weeks. Eat the beef. Do not change anything. Eat that burrito. At lunch, if you're hungry for a burger, eat the burger. Because we have got to let your body know, because your heart's pissed off, but your body, we can't go and just pull the plug on your body, because it's going to do damage as the heart's trying to settle in. It made sense, guys. So moving forward, we're going to watch our trans. I don't really do processed, a whole lot of processed. A lot of ours is scratch cooking. But I'll have to watch the flour, which I don't really do flour unless I'm frying. And that's not every week, guys. That's once a month, maybe twice a month on a good month. But other than that, and high fiber. This was something else he said. He said there's 4 key things that I want you to put into your regimen. Avocado, kiwi, pears, and apples. And make sure you eat the skin of the pear and apple. Okay? That is the 4 top fiber foods that is heart healthy. Actually, just healthy in general, but especially to the heart. So a lot of you may know this, a lot of you may not, but just remember avocado, kiwi, pear, and apple. Who knew? Those are the top 4. Well, we have apples here. I'm looking at avocados here. Now, I do have bananas. Bananas are potassium. But I don't have any kiwi. So I'll have to get him some kiwi. And he's on a very high protein drink. I think it's 40 milligrams of protein. I can't remember the fiber. My daughter and son-in-law went to Sam's. It's like a Costco. And they bought him 2 large cases. 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate. And his Body Armor drinks he can have. Gatorade, he can still have Gatorade. Just lessen it after 6 weeks because of the sodium content in it. I'm trying to think. And that's pretty much what they said. So it was time to get him out of there. And I can only contribute this to the power of prayer, guys. We went from Friday to VTAC, VTEC, whatever it was that his heart was doing, numbers fluctuating, and through the night, something happened, and it was picture perfect. So it was towards the afternoon before he actually was discharged, but it was getting him in that vehicle because he had to go to the back seat. I drive a large SUV. And now you can't pick up, you can't pull him, you can't do any of that. I didn't bring a stepping stool. It didn't register. So Buddy backed up, put his feet one at a time up to not the floor runner, but the next one. And because he is such a strong man, especially in his legs, he used just his legs and got in that seat. And then it was the ride home. And let me tell you, I went slow, but every bump, I cringed just to hear him go, I'm going to tell you, I was a nervous wreck trying to get him home. Hang on. I got to get the cornbread. Hold on. Okay, now we're at the stove. Cornbread's out. I got to get his supper going. He's only going to eat a little bit. So where was I while the skillet's heating up? I got him home. Got him in his lift chair. Got everything situated. The kids came a couple hours later with the drinks. And like I said, I went to the garden. He did just fine. But I had to put these compression socks on, these leg things. I couldn't get them. No way could I get them on him. So you've heard us talk about Mr. Larry, who has the tractor, and he lets Buddy use it. So I called his wife, Brandy. She's a nurse practitioner for a cardiology group, different group than ours. And I called her. I said, honey, can you bring your pulse ox to make sure that mine is accurate? And also, can you come help me put these stockings on? So here they come in the golf cart and showed me a little trick with a Ziploc bag over the foot. So, because it has the opening where the toes is, so when you went in, it helped for it to slide on first. But she struggled, but she got them on. So pulse ox was fine, stockings are on. And it was through the night at one time, the stockings was cutting his circulation off. And I got to looking at that paper, and it was a medium. He was in a large at the hospital. So needless to say, this morning, he had a half egg, half piece of toast, his protein drink, and then Mr. Craig came over. I had to go to town. CVS and Walgreens did not have any medical supplies. I said, the only thing I know to do is go to Walmart. I don't know what to do. Sure enough, I went to Walmart. They had the urinal jug that I could measure his output in by cc's. They had the compression hoses there. I got him 2 sets of those. Trying to think. Oh, his over-the-counter medicine that they wanted him to take for his stomach. And there's something else. Oh, this special tape to go with my gauzes. Now, I've got tape. They wanted a paper tape. So I bought 2 packages, had 2 rolls in it. Out the door I go, and I come home, and it's time to put these compression stockings on. Y'all, at one point, Buddy says, do I need to call Dr. Reeves? I said, why? What's wrong? He says, because it looked like you about to have a heart attack. I said, I tell you what. I can't believe I'm admitting this. I said, I'd like to meet the blah, blah, blah who invented these things, because I need to take him behind the shed and whoop his you-know-what. Y'all, I'm tired. I'm delirious. And I had to get it, but I got him on. Hey, I got him on. That's perfect. Oh, and also he got a bath. Shower in his chair. So did I. We got to work on that. We got to work on that. Because I also got, because you pull the handle down and you, yeah. I washed the whole wall. The whole bathroom got washed. And me too. So then I went outside and worked in the garden. I got another shower because I started sweating to death. But that is what happened from Friday to right now. Buddy went from CCU to home. I personally think it was too soon. But I'm not a physician. We have the greatest physician. Okay. That's God himself. And he saw fit to get Buddy home because the power of prayer is amazing. And miracles do happen. And guys, this is a miracle. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This is a miracle that I personally witnessed when I walked in that room, and I was like, you would have never known. You would have never known from the night before. So I give all this to God, and I thank you all. But please keep up the power of prayer, because he has a long road. And I'm a little nervous bringing him straight from critical care to home and skipping step down. But today is just some pork chops. I got an onion cut up. I'm going to use some bagged coleslaw. Not a big deal. I did cornbread. Simple, but it's enriching to the body. Hardly no salt. So what I did was I used some clucking good and some pepper. That's it. I'm probably going to put some garlic on the other side. So I'm going to drop y'all. Might as well keep y'all with me, right? And there ain't much editing in this video either, y'all. So y'all just get ready. I might move y'all, shift y'all. I'm too tired to edit. So y'all just, this is like uncut Lippy. Well, most time it's uncut Lippy. But here we go, dropping you down. We got to rock his supper out. I'm cooking for my husband. It's been 2 weeks. This is avocado oil. That's plenty right there. Okay, here's some pork chops. There we go, a little sizzle. Now, I'm not cooking these all the way, guys, at first. I'm going to let them finish cooking with the cabbage. Now, we're going to season this other side. That's what I wanted right there. Just a little bit of browning. I should have got a little bit larger iron skillet. Look at that. But I wanted something deep bottom. It smells so good. Guys, this is our first meal in 2 weeks almost. Yeah, because remember we started off on a Tuesday. And everything kind of just, but it feels good to be in the kitchen. It feels good to share Buddy's first meal back at home with you guys. I'm going to tell you, y'all kept me sane. You know, like I said, I would choke. I couldn't answer. I did do better this morning, answering a few, giving a heart. But don't think I wasn't reading. I was reading. I just couldn't respond. And I am trying to catch up on the emails. That may take me a while. But y'all just didn't. I don't think y'all realized what I felt reading your comments and your outspoken prayers out loud and your testimonies. Oh my gosh, y'all been down this road, or your loved ones been down this road, but a lot of you personally have been down this road that Buddy's traveling. And many of you as a caregiver that I am right now has been down, you know, this territory that's new to Buddy and I. And y'all's testimony has really encouraged me that I too can do it. Now, I have no doubt that I couldn't, but it was that little extra encouragement and some helpful tips as our journey to recovery continues. You guys have some great tips too. So, you know, words will never express how grateful I am and how grateful Buddy is to have y'all in our lives. It means the world to us. But I'm not going to just end the video without y'all seeing Mr. Buddy and him saying hello, because I want y'all to see him. Now, I'll tell you what, he's got a heck of a setup. Many of you know that we have a fireplace that runs across this whole wall. Well, that lift chair was set there, and he has his side table with all of his junk, chargers, phones, you know, things like that, water, his juice. But on the brick part, his CPAP, I've got the basket that has the blood pressure cup, his medicine, all of that good junk is in a basket. Then he has his spit cup because he has to have that, and I forget some other stuff. So he's actually got 2 tables right there at his disposal, and that lift chair lifts him straight up on his feet, y'all. Then he just leans on it and lays him all the way back. That's the coolest thing. I am so glad that we got that for him. But make sure he ain't gone to sleep, because I want y'all to be able to peek in and have him say hello. But these pork chops are almost brown. Then I'll pull them off and we'll start doing the cabbage, and then put them back in the cabbage and let them finish cooking all together. It's just a simple meal, a one-pot dish, but a delicious one and a healthy one. So, and this coffee, there ain't nothing like coffee at home. Although Grandpa took care of me with the thermos, but before that thermos showed, y'all don't drink hospital coffee. It's pabon. Pabon means it's nasty. I'm sitting on about a number 4. Now this one's kind of stuck. There we go. All right, perfect. Now in goes 1 medium onion. And I want to get all, oops, I don't want to miss that onion. And what this onion's going to do, it's going to clean up the bottom. And we're going to get all that delicious flavor up, because that's what's going to flavor our cabbage. Now, I won't be using all of this coleslaw mix, so I'm going to eyeball it, and I can tell y'all about how much. Now, these big pieces, I don't want. Like that, I don't want that. You see, I switched to a little silicone spatula so I can make sure I get everything folded in together. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, just garlic powder, and just a little bit of black pepper. Now, y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but that is a pinch of sugar. So if there's a hint of bitter in the cabbage, what a lot of times that bad cabbage has, now I'm going to chunk this, but you saw just a couple of pinches of sugar. It's not going to make it sweet, but it will take that bitter out. Now this is what I'm going to do, because we like a little crunch to our cabbage, and it's not going to take long for them pork chops. But I'm going to try to nestle them back in here. Just kind of shove it like that. And I'm going to try to take some of this cabbage, push over the pork chops so I can slide these pork chops further in. There we go. Just like that. We're going to pour these good juices over here. That is flavor. Let me get this smoothed down some. We're sitting on low. I'm going to put the lid on to allow that heat to stay in there and let the pork chops finish cooking. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on like you saw. We're going to let it cook 10-15 minutes. Pork chops will be done. And Buddy's first supper will be completed. Cabbage, pork chops, and cornbread. You can't get any better than that. You can't get any more simpler than that. And it is budget friendly. So I'm excited. I'm kind of hungry. And I might have had a part to play in this. Hey, bud, how does pork chops and cabbage sound? Well, that sounds good. I said, okay, I'll make it for you. Y'all, I'm dying for food. 15 minutes went by. Cabbage and pork chops are done. You see I'm on the back porch. That's because somebody is soaking up some water cooler air. Y'all, it's a fan and Grandpa put water in it. Don't ask me what they're called. But anyhow, we have 2 of them. Grandpa put them on the back porch because Buddy's got to sit up so many times a day. He's got to walk 3 minutes at a time, 3 times a day. So he is sitting in the chair with his beautiful stockings on and his Honolulu shirt. It's a little bright. And I'm fixing to turn the camera around and let you guys see Mr. Buddy with your own eyes. And there is Mr. Buddy. He had to clear his throat.
Good evening. Yeah, I'm enjoying some of this outdoor, back door something for right now. Well, I have to go back inside. But it's been a decent day. It ain't been overly hot. Just can't get hot, too much stress and all that mess.
Right.
Got to kind of maintain, keep that one rhythm going.
We had a couple of little faulties with some numbers, but he says going in, and what did you say when you go in, what happens?
Well, if you go inside, your lower numbers, once you go to like a rest state,
Yeah.
then it oxygen level drops. The lower numbers down. And it's almost like you don't get enough oxygen out of what your blood oxygen is supposed to be with a low beats per minute. So I don't know. They said it could be a sore heart, maybe a pissed off heart.
That's
Let's go ahead
the
and
word
put it the way
they
he
used.
said it, because it didn't win, and then or it could be just a glitch in some numbers right now because
Right.
things are still swollen and
Yeah.
just now working. So
But y'all see his color looks good. He won't be out here long. He'll be back in his chair. But yes, we have Mr. Buddy home, and we're going to be thankful not every day, but we're going to be thankful every minute. And now it's all about the recovery train. And that's, I'm ready for the recovery train. I'm in it to win this, so I can have him around another 25 years. Should we go and do a little taste test? I think so. I'm going to fix his plate. He doesn't get the cornbread. I opted not for him to get that, just Grandpa and I. Because, you know, sometimes cornbread can go down the wrong pipe, as we call it. And I don't want him to strangle. I don't want him to choke. And I'm going to cut his pork chops up really fine. I'm only giving him a little bit because he has to eat a little bit throughout the day. But let's go ahead. I'll fix my plate first. We'll do a taste test. We'll end the video. And we will resume maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. Remember, my schedule is not going to be like it was till we get a routine going and kind of figure all of this out. Because we got a lot of PT, a lot of doctor visits. Lots going to be happening. But you guys will be the first one to know each milestone we make. So let's go sample our supper. And I hope the rest of your Sunday is a blessed one. And there is my plate of food. I've already served Buddy, and he's enjoying it. It feels funny sitting over here. I'm going to get a bite of the cabbage, because y'all see that I did not season it a lot. I let the drippings of the pork chops really give the flavor, and the pork chops are very tender. So we're going to try the cabbage. It's good. I personally think it needs salt. But I can always add the salt. But remember, we can't take it away. But I could eat it just like this. But I'm missing a little salt. I'm just going to be honest. But let's try the pork chops. Oh, them pork chops are good. So I'm probably going to add a little salt to my cabbage. But guys, y'all, this hit the spot. I've literally been starving to death. Who knew a pork chop could taste so good? So as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I will see you on the next one. We did it, y'all. We got Buddy home. Love you.